Exactly 3 months ago, I drilled holes into a piece of lava rock and mounted epiphytic plants and moss on it to create this Vase Paludarium. Since then, it has been sitting in a corner of my shelf and has not been opened at all. Needless to say, this paludarium has not received any of the attention it should have until now. At first glance, it really doesn't look great. The dirty and fogged up glass is not helping either. It is time to remove the lid and take the mounted scape out of its housing in order to take a closer look. The lid, as I can see, has developed a slight warp, a very common feature with thin acrylic sheets. However, it can cause harm by allowing trapped moisture to escape. It is important to mention that the setup was completely devoid of nutrients from day one due to the nature of materials used in the build. It is critical to introduce liquid fertilizers at an early stage for such setups to support plant growth. However, plants can support themselves with nutrients stored within them up to a period of time. That is the reason this setup, even though not having exhibited remarkable growth, is still doing quite okay. The Anubias nana petite has attached its roots onto the rock and even given out a new leaf, I think. It will need a good dosage of fertilizer right away, without which its leaves can start to become yellow due to lack of nutrients. There is a slight mold growth on the wood and it can be brushed off easily. The wood has also turned a few shades dark as part of the natural process of release of tannins and disintegration. The moss is doing well except at 1 or 2 places where it has turned brown. The selaginella in most parts has grown, however there are sections where it has turned pale. This could be due to lack of nutrients and insufficient light. I trimmed off some of the white sections while retaining others which seem to be giving out roots and new leaves. The sphagnum moss on the top is doing well, but the ones at the back has gone pale, probably due to exposure to water and insufficient light. I decided to replace them with aquatic Christmas moss, which I feel will do much better in this setup given the location on the scape. The Dua Wabicusa mist is my liquid fertilizer of choice for these setups. They do a decent job and also have a repellent effect on pests, if any. The planted scape was placed in a closed box to keep it hydrated while I worked on the vase. The floaters does not appear to be in good health. The RO water has no nutrients and they need a much brighter lighting. I scooped them out with a shrimp net. The vase was cleaned up, water refilled, and the glass was given a thorough wiping. The planted scape was carefully placed back in its housing. I decided to go without floaters this time. I will need to keep an eye on the lid and change it to glass if needed. The paludarium now sits in my new shelf, which has a brighter lighting. I plan to dose it with liquid fertilizer every week, along with water changes and cleanups. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.